I'm Eva Thompson. I live in Maine, and in 2013 I was diagnosed with metastatic colon cancer. Since that time I've had two major abdominal surgeries, chemotherapy. I'm still on chemotherapy, but what they call a less punishing oral drug. So I'm feeling well. I get to have hair for the time being. I'm living well. I actually just enjoyed a trip to Ireland. But I'm living on borrowed time. They've made it very clear that there is no cure for my cancer. It has now spread to my lymph system and in my lungs. And I'm on limited time. I know that I'm going to die probably this year. We all have to die. It's just a matter of how we go. And so this matter of having a drug that we could take at the end of life is a matter of great importance to me. If we had access to this drug in Maine, I would go right out and buy it right now. I think having that drug on hand would be a great comfort to me. I actually think that I would live longer if I had it, just as a comfort knowing that if things got unbearable, I would have that option to take it. And if I had that option, I think I might be able to go right to the end and hopefully just die a natural death, but without the concern about how it could go. Because we don't always die gently. It can be very painful. I do worry about pain at the end. During my surgeries, I found out that I am not tolerant of all the opioid drugs. And so I do worry about pain at the end. And even if they can keep me comfortable, not all of us are good patients. I don't think I'm a good patient. I have a very clear idea of what quality of life means for me. And when I can't toilet myself anymore, if my quality of life is not there, I want to be done. I feel like that should be my choice. Believe me, I will have suffered enough by then. My family and I have already been through a lot. We will be through a lot more before the end of the game. And I'm about to become a grandparent for the first time. I want desperately to stay, to be here. I am in no way in a hurry to go. I want to see my grandchild grow up for as long as I can. Every day is precious. Part of my concern is what I bring my family through with me. They're very supportive. They understand my decisions. They understand that I have my ideas of what a quality of life means. But part of my concern is them and what experience we all have at the end. I have talked to my family about this idea of aid in dying and how I wish that I had access to it. I am forced to think about other options and how it will go at the end of my life. And I'm concerned about what kind of experience my family and I have at the end. We all have to go, but we don't have to go badly. Having this drug would allow my family to gather around knowingly that this is the end and experience this thing together. And it would be over quite quickly and peacefully and easily for all of us. Otherwise, I have to think about what will it be like at the end if I'm in a lot of pain, if I have to choose to stop eating and drinking, and how long that takes. It can take up to 2 weeks to die that way. To put my family through that is something that I think about a lot. I resent the fact that I have to spend a lot of time thinking about these things, but you do. It's one thing to hope to die peacefully in your sleep. I think we all hope for that kind of peaceful, easy ending. But you can hope for the best, but you have to understand that it might not go that way and plan for the worst. It's a difficult thing to discuss I have 2 children, grown children. They understand though that it should be my choice. They understand that I don't want to go. They're sad, but mostly they're sad because I'm dying young. They're losing their mother. My husband is losing his spouse. So, it's a sad situation. They understand. Partly, one example that I gave them was from a letter that somebody wrote, a letter to the editor to the New York Times, comparing this idea to the man that jumped out of the buildings on 9/11. No one thought of that as suicide. He was choosing the way to go. He wasn't choosing death over life. His life was imperiled. It was a tragic situation, and he was just making the best decision that he could make. So I have used that example with my children to say, my building is on fire. I might not choose to just sit here. I might have to jump. Without access to an aid in dying kind of drug, I have to think about what my other options are. These are things I weigh in my mind almost on a daily basis. If you've seen the movie How to Die in Oregon, you see that taking the drug is such a simple matter when it's time to just take the drug, say your final words, and lie down and go into a coma, and shortly thereafter to die. How much kinder and gentler that is than some of the other ways that I have to think about.